In this video, we are going to start working on our master template we created in the last video, and we will first work with the banner and banner image. So with my master template open, I can see right here in the very top we have our banner. The very first thing I see that I need to change is this organization name here, and anywhere in Dreamweaver, if you want to highlight the entire portion of a certain amount of text, I can triple click. So I'm going to click 3 times in a row, and that'll highlight all the text for me. So now I'm going to go ahead and type the organization name I am creating this website for. In this case, I'm creating a web page for the CalStateLA Futurist Club. So I'm going to go ahead and put the title in CSULA Futurists Club. Now this title should be the same on every single one of your web pages. This title is supposed to signify which page the user is on, and there's no reason for this to change from page to page. This CalStateLA logo links back to the CalStateLA homepage, and we want to make sure it stays that way. So why don't we go ahead and change this to link to our particular homepage. So I'm going to triple click again, and you'll see down in the bottom in the properties panel I have a link box, and I can go ahead and type the file or the file I plan to have this text linked to. So in this case, this is going to link to our home page, which in websites is always the index page. So I'm going to go ahead and type index.html. Now at this moment we don't have an index page created, but we will eventually create one. So when we do, this particular set of text will link to the index page. We need to change the banner image. So this image right here is our banner image. I can go ahead and click on that to focus it. You'll see some of the properties show up in the properties panel. The default image is 260 pixels high, and for the primary templates where it goes all the way across the page, it is 950 pixels wide. So whatever banner image you decide to use, which you should create, make sure it is adhering to that 950 pixel width. The height is variable, but I recommend you use the 260 as it looks very nice. For the other secondary templates, the banner image width changes, and there is a table with those different widths in the handout. I can tell you right now that they vary from 930 pixels wide to 520 pixels wide. So to change this image, I can double click it, and we'll see the select image source dialog box pop up, and I can simply navigate to the image I want to use. In this case, we have some sample images in our data files, so I'm going to go ahead and click the drop down arrow and go to the desktop, find my data files folder. I'm going to go ahead and go to sample banner images, and then I'm going to pick the correct image. So we have 2 to choose from for this primary template, either an image of the moon or a dish image. I'm going to go ahead and go with dish and click OK. You'll notice that in the files panel, this picture has showed up on our images folder, and because we defined an images folder, Dreamweaver knew where it wants to copy this particular image file, and you'll see that the image has swapped out on our page. If I wanted to, I could also change the image source from the properties panel by clicking the Browse for File button, which will bring up the same select image source. Or if I had multiple files over here, I can use the target and click and drag to highlight the file I want to use. Once we've changed the banner image, we will also want to possibly change the alt text, which is an accessibility must-have. The alt text is a simple description of the image itself. For any image that displays content or is useful to a user, we need to make sure that we have a description, a very clean description of that image. In this case, for the banner image, it's just visual fluff. It doesn't actually provide any content. So we can make the alt text empty. But you can't just delete the alt text, because that removes the tag entirely, and we need to make sure that it's there but empty. So if we click the drop down arrow and select empty, then we can do empty alt text for our banner image. If I click off the banner image and click back, you'll notice that the alt text is still the same. Once I'm done making changes, I want to go ahead and save them. So I'm going to go ahead and click File and then Save.